Hey folks, Scott from IT Rockstars. Hope you're doing well. Before we start this recording, just a little shout out to itrockstars.net. If you're looking to generate more qualified leads for your MSP, your IT business, check out itrockstars.net. Okay, so in this video, we're going to be discussing a topic about growing your online audience, specifically your email audience, or the best term, your email list, how you actually grow that organically, and some of the mistakes that I've seen members here at IT Rockstars make and others make as well in the space, just so that you're not going to be making the same mistakes and following bad advice, but also some of the useful tactics that you can use to start growing an audience of IT buyers. I'm also, if you're listening to the podcast, you're not seeing the video, but the camera's actually going down really slowly. I've got on a really bad tripod, so let's just see how this video goes. We do repurpose these into podcasts as well. So the three pillars we've got IT Rockstars, and it supports our mission statement here. Like, we help MSPs transform the way they market their business. And the pillars are, the first one is build an audience offline and online of prospects, local business owners, people that would be looking to buy your IT services, sign up for your managed services. The second thing is actually to educate that audience on your IT solutions, your technology solutions, and what it is that you do in the marketplace. And then the third pillar is like actually have a conversation with them and connect with them. But that first pillar, building an audience, building an online audience, there's so many different tactics out there. And one that I should probably address here, as I mentioned, is growing an email list. I have heard so many different marketing experts, marketing people in the space, and they've all got different opinions. There's the opinion that you should go and buy a list, scrub the list, clean it up, and then do your marketing to that list. Okay. There's the other opinion that you should be growing organically. That list, you shouldn't be doing any shady tactics. And then the other opinions I hear are like go and scrape LinkedIn, go and scrape your LinkedIn connections. I tend to agree with the second opinion, and that is you should be growing your list, your email list organically. And the reason for that, if you go and buy a list, more than likely it is going to be dirty data that you will have to clean up. Not all of the contacts within that list are going to be up to date. The second problem with that list is the fact that none of the contacts on it have ever heard of you or who you are. And you've probably heard this analogy before. It certainly applies to LinkedIn and LinkedIn messages. You wouldn't come up onto the street and just start speaking to someone, walk up to someone in the street and start speaking to them about your IT services and asking them if they would like to buy some IT services from you. So the question really is, why would you do that in your email marketing or any other type of marketing that you're doing to cold contacts, a cold audience? So that's why the second opinion that I have is that building an organic list is the best methodology for this. And yeah, the last thing with that, buying that list, you'll go down a spam black hole. Your domain will, the reputation of it will just go down the toilet, and you potentially get banned from the email marketing platform that you're using. So building an organic list is really the only long-term way of doing this correctly. You can do these quick wins. You could go and buy a domain that would eventually get burned. But if you're looking at a longer-term picture of your business, 3, 5, 10 years from now, building an organic list is the way to go. It's the longer-term view. It's an asset that you will have in your business that you can tap. We here at IT Rockstars, we have grown our list from 0 contacts back in August 2019. And we've now got over 1,000 contacts on that list, and it's all been done organically. So the three tactics that we have used and you can use in your sort of marketing arsenal. The first one, and this is the one that all marketing experts, all marketing gurus, marketing services, they all agree on, is you need to have some form of lead magnet that people opt into. So when they come back to your site or they see an advert that you're running or a social media post that you're running and it's promoting this lead magnet, it's like an ethical bribe basically. It's like, okay, you can have this lead magnet, you can have this piece of media, but in return, I get your email address. Now we have 3 lead magnets that work really well for us at IT Rockstars. We've got one that's on the sidebar of our website, and it's basically just 150 plus keywords that MSPs can use in their Google ads or their SEO. And we get a lot of people entering their email address every single month to get access to those keywords. It's one that's tempting, and it kind of, it's one that our audience love. Second one is our MSP directory. So we run an actual directory of MSPs like around the globe, and you can go in and add in your own business on that directory just to help with SEO juice and promotion. And again, that's something that a lot of people, when they hear of us, they want to get their business into that directory. And the third one, we run a masterclass on MSP marketing, an overall strategy where things like SEO, Google Ads, direct mail, LinkedIn, email marketing, how that all kind of fits in together. And that's within our email marketing masterclass. So these 3 lead magnets work really well for us. And what you have to understand with these lead magnets is if you're going to be building up your own, you need to get into the mind of your prospects and what they would really love to have, and what they would be willing to send, hand over their email address for. We have developed some lead magnets for our members. We actually have a lead magnet almost every month at IT Rockstars that our members have access to. To give you some examples of what they have been recently, we did a lead magnet on where your business data is being stored. So it was like a guide for business owners and where their data is actually stored, and how secure it is. There was a guide on how to pick the perfect IT provider. Obviously, you're the perfect IT provider, but we did a guide on that people could opt into, your prospects could opt into and download. And the third one was actually, it hit home really well. It was keyboard shortcuts for Microsoft Teams. So it was like a PDF pamphlet that people could either just download or you could print out, and it was keyboard shortcuts. For some reason, that really worked for our members. So that's 3 lead magnets right there, and that's some examples that you could use in your MSP. And you can, part of our trial at IT Rockstars, you can sign up, get access to these lead magnets and play around with them and see how effective they are with your online audience. The second thing that you should be thinking about when you're building this audience, this email audience, is looking at your sent items in your inbox. All of those quotes that you've sent out in the past, and for one reason or another, that contact has not bought your IT services or the project work that you quoted on. They lost interest. It just wasn't the right time to buy. The sale failed. Well, all of those failed sales, they should be contacts that should be on your email marketing list. So that's the action point here. Go and check out your sent items for those failed sales and add those contacts to your email list. The other one, obviously, is your existing clients. That's like a no-brainer. They should be on there as well as part of that. Now, the third one and final one, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but it's probably the one that's going to give you the best response. When these contacts are on your email list, they're going to give you the best response. And that is if you run any type of online or offline event. So if you're running an online event, like a live stream or a class or a webinar, Zoom, something like that, the people that attend those events and register for the event, they should be on your email list. And the same is true for offline events. If you run local events locally for the business community, then those contacts should be on your list. And it's maybe a manual process to get them in, but they'll be some of the most responsive. And the reason for that is because they've been to your event, they've seen who you are, they know who you are, and if you've run the event correctly, they've had fun, they've been educated, and they want to maybe find out a little bit more about what it is that you do and what the problems that you solve in the marketplace. So that's the 3 things you should be thinking about when it comes to building an email list. As I say, I went from 0 emails to over 1,000 now in 30 months. And it's a lot of work, it's a slow burner, but just like monthly recurring revenue, if you do it slowly, over time it will build. And you can tap that list. It's a valuable asset that you can have coming up to points like just now at the end of the year where there's maybe a certain amount of money has to be spent, otherwise the taxman gets it. You can tap that list. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. As I mentioned, 1 month free trial at itrockstars.net. Go check it out if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.